Look at the kicks. Look at the kicks. Look at the kicks. Look at the kicks.
Welcome to the sneaker closet where we talk the flyest kicks. Find out when they're about to drop and find out what the value is. Matt and Johnny going in, make sure you're tuning in. Every week they talking sneaks, a new pair that I gotta get. Welcome to the sneaker closet where we talk the flyest kicks. Find out when they're about to drop and find out what the value is. Matt and Johnny going in, make sure you're tuning in. Every week they talking sneaks, a new pair that I gotta get.
Welcome back to the closet. I'm your host, Matt Roach, here with my trusty bald co-host, JP Johnny Pena. Yeah, there's that mug. Woo! Yeah, it's crispy. I love it.
What's going on, man? What's going on, my people? Another episode, man.
Love it.
Yo, outside is looking crazy, man. Outside is looking crazy, but we got a fresh new episode. We got fresh new material to talk about. We even got another episode coming soon this week, so I'm excited about that. And
Ooh, in a week, look at us. We go for a couple weeks without. Now we got dose in
trying.
a week. Woo!
Trying.
Woo!
That's all we can do is try, man.
Beautiful. I tell you. Yeah, no, we got some fun stuff coming up. We this episode though, we got a lot. I mean, there's some. Well, first of all, I'd like us to be thankful. This is our third Pride Month we've made it to.
Yeah.
We got critiquing to do, but this is our third Pride Month episode.
I love it.
Always well received. Always well received. Well, at least that's what we tell ourselves. I don't know. But before we get into Pride Month, because I got a lot of stuff a lot of companies doing it this year. Everybody's getting in on it. Let's just talk about Space Jam's a few weeks away, and the LeBron Space Jam shoes first look came out. JP, give me your thoughts. What are your first thoughts of the kicks?
Well, first of all, I want to say my condolences to all the LeBron and Laker fans out there. It was definitely a tough one. My eyes started getting sore. There was a lot of complaining on the basketball court, and in due fashion, you know what I mean. I saw a lot and I laughed at a lot, but it was it's definitely a conversation to be had. Obviously outside of the podcast, but I know how it feels, you know, for LeBron to lose in the playoffs like that, and he just couldn't depend on just himself. He needed his whole team. So at least you still got something, to give the fans. You got Space Jam coming out. You got these shoes coming out, which to me personally is not my cup of tea. I'm not a big fan of these at all. I mean, the design is pretty cool. If you like it, you like it. You like what you like, and you like what you don't. For me, it's not something that I would put on my feet. It's nice to look at. I like the design, but I think what did the whole thing for me was probably the sole. I don't really like the sole. Like those bubbles on a beefy shoe like that is something that I would look forward to.
So I think the first thing is we have to realize we can't compare it to this is just a whole different thing. If we start comparing it to Jordan Space Jam, it's never going to be the same. So we have to separate the two because let's be honest, the Jordan 11 is one of the most iconic shoes of all time. And it happened to be in Space Jam at the right time. It's comparing it no matter what he came out with, unless it was like a reboot of one of his old silhouettes that was just fire. I don't think he had a chance unless he's coming out in like South Beach LeBron's or he's coming out in something crazy. It was never even going to be close. So I just wanted to get that out of the way before anybody starts comparing because it's just comparing apples and oranges. So
No,
if
yeah.
I'm looking at this as just the base, it's the LeBron 19. It's okay. I think these are going to be a hit with kids. And then by the time they get to be our age, they'll probably be sentimental about it. It'll get them in the feelings of what they felt like when they were 10 years old and they saw Space Jam for the first time. The only difference is it's just not a Jordan 11. And it's never going to be a Jordan 11. And we just happen to be nostalgic about just a dope shoe. So I think it's impossible to ever compare it, but I think the colors are fun. I think it's going to do really well with young kids. and it seems to fit what they were trying to do with the movie. They were trying to make it, they were trying to separate it, and I like that they tried to separate it. It made it very different. But this double chambered Air Max unit is
Mm-hmm.
intense, and it's clearly designed to be that way for LeBron as he ages, because it's just this type of technology. Even if it was invented, I'm not even sure LeBron would have pushed for it at a younger age,
No.
because he could have had
Oh,
any type of Air Max technology like this. Even it's not like this is really new. I mean, the way they present it could be new, but I don't think LeBron would have had a shoe like this 10 years ago. So I think this is more to accommodate an aging LeBron more than anything, because you're noticing his shoes are going to be more function than style as he ages in his career.
I could see that. I could see that
And I
1,000%.
don't hate it, because he's only loved because of his play. That's what makes him great. So I don't hate that, but I got to be honest, it's not something that I'm excited about, but to stand up for it in some ways, I'm not against the collection that came out that they announced with it. So they showed the pictures of, his shoe, but I'm feeling that Toon Squad jersey. I'm not going to lie. And those shorts. I'm feeling those. They have the Air Force Ones they're going to be coming out with that are going to have, Bugs Bunny and Lola Bunny. So I'm cool with these. They have some interesting things coming out. I think this is going to be a huge, huge success at tailoring to younger kids. Much better than they ever did when we were young to the OG Space Jam.
Oh, hands
It
down.
just feels like they are not holding back at all. I mean, they're having Chuck Taylors, they're having, Converse lows, they're having different variations of Nike. They got full blown. I mean, they had clothes when we were a kid, but not to this extent. And granted, the times have changed, but they even made some things that even us as adults would wear. Like, I would wear this Toon Squad jersey. I'm feeling it. Honestly, for a laugh, I would totally wear that Toon Squad jacket too. Not gonna lie. I got no shame. If you give
Maybe if you're going to Disney World or something
they're not
in
even
Orlando,
Disney.
Florida, like
Get your worlds together. You love this kind of stuff too. This is your stuff. You
I
love it.
mean, I mean the shorts and the jersey I think is dope, but yeah, I think the shoes in general were tailored more to the children that are watching him now, because to that aspect, if we look back years ago, who were the people that we were looking up to when we were children, right?
Yeah.
Our age difference between me and Matt isn't that much, but obviously you got to see more high caliber players in their prime during certain times, and I got to see and enjoy and love Allen Iverson and uh Kevin Garnett and Paul Pierce and Kobe and you know
The only difference
my I
is
think
I
Michael
I
Jordan.
got more of Mike than you did. That's really the only difference between
No,
the two
yeah,
of
yeah,
us.
yeah.
Everything
So
else is the same.
I was born when he was popping off. I think that was the difference.
See that?
And there for me was, he was top rated at a certain time, and he was still top rated when I was still gradually growing up as a little kid and enjoying just toys. I didn't know what basketball was. I didn't know who
Yeah. You just
Michael
got to use
Jordan
the
was.
toy.
But now that I look at it, like, you know, the the league, and shout out to Marty. Marty said this, very confidently, like the league is in good hands, right? Like once LeBron makes that exit, which will be sad to see, because when you retire, you retire. You got to take care of your body after a certain amount of seasons that you've played and things of that sort. So I think LeBron will still be making shoes after his departure from the league, of course, because it's going to tailor to a lot of kids that look up to him and want to be like him and go into playing basketball. You know what I mean? So I see the shoe doing numbers for kids and AAU teams and
Yep.
traveling teams and overseas, and so it is definitely
It's going to
tailored
do
more,
huge
in my opinion, to
international.
kids.
It's going to do
Yeah, I
real
think.
big. This is going to crush it in the Asian market, because
Yeah,
the
so I
NBA is
I know
really
for a
big in
fact.
Asia.
Yeah, I think for a fact it's gonna be something kids are gonna want. You know what I mean? But for
And LeBron
the
is
adult,
huge in Asia too. He's like him and like Steph Curry. They're enormous, and Kobe was enormous out there too. Like there's like certain players that just really translate to that market,
exactly.
and LeBron is one of them. He's like huge out there.
But like for the NBA now, when you look at the league, I think when you have Lamelo, you have Giannis, you have Steph, you have Trey Young. I mean, you have so many individuals that I just can't think of off the top of my head that are just gonna carry the league to what
Well,
it's
Steph's
what it's
old
known for.
now. Steph's been in the league a minute. He's old.
Yeah, but I mean, he's still. I don't even think he did. He hit 30
He's
yet?
like 33.
Oh, okay.
So he's, I
So
mean,
yeah, I
he's
mean,
been in the league a while, but you're right in the sense that there is the Trey Youngs, and there's a lot of, I mean,
yeah.
there's the Lukas, there's the Zions, there's guys who are, there's the Giannis's who's still young, there's the Jason Tatum's, there's dozens of guys. The talent pool is not, and the good thing is that the league was spoiled for a long time. They've had the face of the league be people who they didn't have scandals. For all it's worth, you know, well, I guess let me retract that. So they've had scandals, but they're not. All right, I'm going to retract this again. They're not. I don't know how to explain it. They're not like Kobe cleaned up his act. Like Kobe made mistakes early in his career, but then he became he became a good spokesperson for the league. Michael Michael being Michael wasn't, but as he got older, he became more refined. He became a good spokesperson for the league, and since he's retired, he's done a lot of good things. Um, LeBron, for what people will dislike him for, and they'll say, "Oh, he's just trying to be Michael." He's been great for the league. He's been a great role model for kids. You can say all you want about anything. He's complaining, whatever you want. LeBron has done a lot as a role model, and he's done a lot to help underprivileged kids. He's not surrounded by scandals. He takes care of his body. He does things the right way. So regardless of what people think of his shoes, his skills, whatever you want, you can do what you want. Say he's trying to be like Michael. He's in the conversation for a reason. He's that talented. But he also did it in a way that was beneficial to the NBA, and it brought it to a point where these Trey Youngs can exist, Lamelos can exist, these Zions, they could be here now because he brought the league to such a level. He made that possible. And Kobe did that later in his career as well, and Jordan did that later in his career. Bird and Magic did that for the NBA. I mean, there's certain players every generation that they make the league what it is. And they're not having Ray Rice like scandals. You know what I mean? You can dislike them, but they're not out there like pulling a Ray Rice. It's
Still too
the NBA.
soon. Still too soon.
No, he's an
Oh my
old man now.
gosh.
LeBron's like almost 40. Come on, there's no
Yeah,
way. He's like,
yeah,
was he
yeah.
37 now? That's he's not doing that at 40. He's worth a billion.
Well,
Come on, he's not gonna. What's he gonna do with a billy? He's gonna go to jail? Come on, no way. But in general, yeah, these shoes they're not for me. But if I had them, I'm not gonna lie, I'd wear them. I'm not gonna pay for them, but I'd wear them, and I'd wear them with pride, and I would wear the rest of that collection. I'm not gonna lie, I kind of want the jersey or the shorts. The Toon Squad,
yeah.
I'm not gonna lie, I may actually pay the money, and maybe me and the little guy can match. I'm not gonna
Can't
lie.
go wrong.
They're
Can't go wrong with the jersey and some shorts,
yeah,
man.
I mean that's just fuego. So I'm into
I mean,
that.
the shoes on that aspect. I mean, the shoes overall are gonna sell pretty well in my
They're gonna sell out
perspective.
100%.
Yeah, and I think with LeBron and what he's doing, and the not to speak on endorsements, but just like the team that he has around him, I think he's well kept. He knows what he's doing. I think the shoes definitely play a big part in the role of
He's an aging player, and they
everyday
have to
basketball.
adapt.
Yeah,
Yeah, they have to adapt.
yeah,
But hey, we'll stay with Nike. Let's just parlay it right into their Be True collection, aka their Pride Month collection. And I first saw this stuff on Nice Kicks, and I gotta tell you, they got about 14,000 advertisements on there. My webpage won't even load. It almost like broke my Mac. Like, we get it. You got to make that paper, but seriously, if I got one more pop up, like, I can't. I just want to see some pics. All a brother wanted to do was just see some shoes, and there was 37 advertisements on one page. I think there's like 18 advertisements, 73 pop-ups. Like, no, I don't need a new washer and dryer from Best Buy. Oh my god.
Yo, I'm dead.
But like, I actually like they do such a good job, and they're just like tarnishing it with ads on ads on ads on ads.
It's crazy. It's
But
wild.
at first, the one thing I do want to talk about is Nike did put what it looks like is the tag on the back on like the heel. I can't tell if it's
Hmm.
the heel. I tried to like look into this of how they. And you know what? First off, shout out. Every year I yell at blogs for screwing up how to write it. They actually put LGBTQIA plus. So shout out to Nice Kicks. I just crapped on you for your ads, but you know what? I'm proud of you. You actually did it correctly. So here's what it is. It's a Velcro patch that can be applied to the blazer 77 low, the Air Max pre-day, the Infinity React Run 2, and the off-court slide. And what the patch is, and they have one for each different thing. So you can either put one for lesbian, transgender, intersex, bisexual, pansexual, asexual, genderqueer, agender, and progress. That that actually feels like representation. Now, do I know if they're missing anything? No. I am not as well informed as I'd like to be, but I try to stay up to date and be like well informed. But I think that is super cool. I think it is allowing people to personalize something in a way that's very personal to them
Right.
in a very subtle and cool way. Like, I love the way they did the colors. It's to me it's dope. I like absolutely love how they did it.
I think for Nike and any company, right, we always get to this across every year when it arises. I think this is the type of collaboration that is never gonna go untouched and overseen, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I think for this collection in general, for everyone, is something that you can never run out of ideas for, especially since you already have the box layout already there, right? So the box is fire. When it first came out, we talked about it. You
Love.
didn't change up a thing on the
They
box.
didn't have to.
Continue
It
to
was
do it.
so dope. I loved it. I
Exactly.
loved it last year.
Yeah.
It's just dope. I love it.
So
Just keep it.
so with the collections that they drop every year, I think I don't remember which company it was. I don't think it was Nike, but I think um you know there was something that we wanted a little bit more of on the shoes themselves, but we also have to remember that it was a representation of a solid community, a family, a community that not many accept, but for those that do accept it, we acknowledge it, and we dedicate time after time after time, episodes and conversations, just all in all with some of these companies that didn't do this before and now is doing it, because now from the looks of it, there's a lot of companies that are starting to get on the train and start to do these type of things. So I love to see it, man. Love to see it.
So for me, I think Nike crushed it.
Yeah.
Now, the first thing is I'm not going to give this as a criticism. This is more of like a question I'd like to know. Did they promote these styles because they were underperformers that they wanted to bring to light, and they wanted to get more recognition because these are ones that they believe can do better in the market, and maybe by giving them their own special collection they may start to be a little bit more popular? Or is it just throwing old silhouettes in? Now, in the past they've done big shoes, so I'm not going to just say, "Hey, you're just throwing whatever you can out there," cuz let's be honest, the Air Max Pre-Day is not exactly your like most popular shoe. But I will say the Infinity React Run 2, that's a popular running shoe. I'm not going to hate on that. And the Blazer Low, not really super popular, but I'm not going to hate on it. So maybe this is more like a question for Nike. Why these shoes in this slide? What was the thought process to it? Because I'm not saying they did anything for like a bad reason. This could have been extremely strategic. They could have done focus groups, and these could have been shoes that were very popular to this group. This could have been things that, they reached out to, groups to say, hey, like what type of shoe would you want for proper representation? So I don't want to critique them because these could be really popular. And I believe Nike's big enough that they would do their due diligence because clearly they're listening.
What
And
I
I personally think this, like, Velcro patch, while super small, is so dope. It's a small nod for people to be heard. And they always do their shoes in a very subtle way. They're never just coming out popping. Like that's just not them. They haven't done that in the past. They always take a subtle approach to it. And I respect that. That's just how they do it. I don't hate their approach, but
so you remember um the Nike by You, correct?
yeah, they still do that.
And most of you remember that. If you don't, there was some crazy silhouettes that came out, designs that came to life.
They still
What
do
I would
Nike by
want
you.
to No, yeah, yeah. What I would want to see is a Nike, a Be True by You is what I would like to see. That would be fire.
Wow. Wow.
Yo, Nike,
Yo,
I give you all rights, man. You can take it. You can
no,
take
we're
it.
not giving
You can
you
take it.
anything. Pay us. My goodness.
But that would be fire.
Yo,
That would be fire.
I've
I'm not gonna lie.
I say this wholeheartedly. I'm so proud of you. That is a dope idea, kid. We definitely didn't rehearse that. That was just crispy. That came right off the cuff. Oh my goodness. Oh
Oh
my goodness. We
man,
need the fireman in here because it is out of control.
I'm telling you, that would
Ooh,
be so dope.
wow. Wow. I'm very rarely speechless. That Oh my goodness. Yo, can we get this going like how I mean, who do we know that we can make this go like we need to I'm calling Chris. I'm calling Chris at Nike and be like, "Chris, we cooked something up. Put this to the powers that be.
Yeah,
Be
like
true
Chris, we
by you."
got we,
Yo,
we
can we design that real quick?
that would
Yo, I
be
want to
so
be a
that would
part of
be
this.
so
Although
that would be
is
so
it
fire.
weird? I feel like a white guy shouldn't be like a white straight guy should not be designing that, but I just want to be a part of the conversation. I shouldn't be designing it, but I want to be a part of it. I just
I
want
mean, I don't
I
I
just want to
don't
be there
think
as the
you're
hype man. I just want to be a part of it. Just let me be in there.
yeah, I don't
Give me a
I think
couple cups of coffee, and I'll be like, let's do this.
yeah, I mean, it was just something I was just thinking. I was just sitting here while you were talking about it, and I was like,
I could tell you were zoning out. I love it. I can always
yeah,
tell when
I
you
was
zone
like,
out.
what if they did a Be True by You? And I was thinking about it took me like three put togethers to actually come up with that. And I was like, Nike by You, Be True. And
Do
then
we
I was
just
like,
call the episode "Be True" by you?
I think that's what we're gonna call
All
it,
right,
ladies and
all
gentlemen.
right,
That's what we're gonna call it.
all right.
Put a little TM at the end.
Woo,
Be
crisp.
True by You.
We should really go trademark. That's just too crispy.
That's
So good.
crazy.
And John,
Crazy.
you only get these like once, maybe twice a decade when you get a banger like that. Like
Yeah,
that.
I get these like
Whew,
twice every 30 episodes or so. So
yeah. Woo. Man, that is something. Now I feel bad trying to go to like Adidas if we just had that.
hey,
Espe-
I don't what did they call Adidas called theirs
The
something else, right?
I don't know. They think they just call it Pride shoes or I
Yeah.
don't. They have a Pride section. Let's see what they call it. Nothing. Oh, Pride collection.
Yeah.
So for this one, now first of all, they give you their big silhouettes. Like they
Right.
give you an Ultra Boost. Uh, the problem is it's doo doo.
The Ultra Boost or the collection?
I mean the collection, like their Pride Ultra Boost to me is just I don't know. It's just I don't know. It's blah.
Well, what I will say is that I think the collection is spot on for Adidas. And the reason being is because you have both companies and you have multiple companies that are going to continue to get on the train. So both Nike and Adidas came up with the slides, right? I know for a fact that Nike does not have the support as Adidas does on their slides when you put them on. So you have that ultra boost feel in the slides
I don't
themselves.
know. Some of the new Nike slides are pretty nice, dude. I I have
I
both
don't
Nike
think
and
I don't
Adidas, and they're just as comfortable as like a Boost slide. Some of their new ones, what are they called? Hold on, I have them right here.
I don't think
They're
they
the Revive
really
foam, dude. They're
yeah,
really comfortable.
I don't think Nike slides ever felt as comfortable as Adidas
Have you
slides when
bought any
they
of the new
started
ones?
using Ultra Boost.
Buy the Revive.
Nah,
Try
not the
Revive.
new ones, but what I'm saying is if you compare the one that is coming out for Nike Be True collection versus Adidas is definitely gonna be Adidas because you know how Adidas is coming when it comes to comfortability.
Yeah,
They are gonna put their top quality into a support in the slide itself. So
but
that
these
for
aren't
me,
even
just
Boost slides though. They're using the Adilette ones. They're not using the ones with the Boost.
well, the silicone that's on top is just phenomenal,
It's just
is
that
what
it's
I'm gonna
just that
say.
foam, right?
Yeah, so what I'm gonna say is that those are super dope. What I also like in the Adidas collection is I'm a big soccer guy. I love playing soccer. Matt can tell you,
He
like
does.
the cleats to me, I think are super dope, and especially if you watch, I don't know, Manchester United or Barcelona or excuse me, Argentina, any football team that you watch, and you look at these cleats, you know that they're all about colors. Most of the players on there are about colors, and I think the cleats are super dope. As for the slip-ons, I'm not really a big slip-on dude, so I would have to say that I know certain individuals that love slip-on Vans, and they're gonna love the Adidas slip-ons. So I think both collections are super
So
fire.
my problem is that they're trying to combine like first. So let me first say I think it's dope that they brought it into the cleat game. I love that. My second thing is why are they trying to combine messaging? There's nothing when I look at this cleat that makes me think this is a pride cleat. On it, there's a giant thing that says "End Plastic Waste." What kind of weird mixed messaging are you doing? Yo, LG, like, yeah, we're here for you, but end plastic waste. That makes no sense. That's like saying, "Oh, Black Lives Matter, please recycle." What? What does that? What does one have to do with the other? That makes no sense.
He's like, this doesn't make no
It
sense at
it
all.
makes absolutely no sense to me. Like pick your lane on this. Like this to me, there is nothing about this that says pride. This honestly just looks like graffiti. In all
He
honesty,
said, "This
it,
this makes no sense.
this makes
Somebody please call Shaka Khan."
this makes it looks like it's a graffiti cleat that they're trying to say is pride, and also they want to end plastic waste. What kind of
I
janky
mean,
business is this? Who says end plastic waste on a pride shoe? What kind of janky business is that? That whoever in marketing thought that was a good idea, you're an idiot. I firmly believe, and this is the problem with like Adidas sometimes comes out with heat, but it's their like you can't market this like that was my problem with the Ultra Boost. In what world is diarrhea green associated with pride? I don't want to wear anything that's olive slash diarrhea green. Like that is just that makes me think of the bathroom, not pride. Like I don't or if you're gonna go straight up olive, it makes me think of military fatigues. Like I'm not joining the military. Like this is just ridiculous. It's just I mean, I'm not going to hate on the sandals because there's nothing for me really to hate on, but there's nothing uniting about they put love unites on all this, but this is not uniting to me. This is just and I think I've said this in the past. It feels like they put their B-list designers on these projects. Every year it feels like that. And I
Okay.
mean, I'm not going back and listening to our old episodes, but I feel like I probably crapped on them in the past for just putting out janky product. It just, I mean, it feels like the same people that they have on the D Rose collection.
I can attest that you did go in on them in previous
But
episodes.
like, I
So
could do a better job than this. In like, but on a serious note, why would you have the tongue be olive green? It just doesn't make any sense. Like the whole thing just looks stupid. Like, how hard is it to put the rainbow or like the rainbow like colors on the bottom of an Ultra Boost? That'll sell out immediately. You don't even have to do anything. Like put like those colors on the bottom of the sole and on the three stripes. Huzzah, you have it. And I'm not even gonna crap on you for it. Like it's not that hard. I mean,
Shazam, you got
yeah, like
it.
I have the Woodstocks. Those look more like Pride shoes than what they're putting out.
True. That
Like,
is
look at
true.
these. Like, you tell me that this doesn't feel more like a Pride shoe than the garbage they're putting out, and this has nothing to do with that. This is just straight up tie dye. But you can tell that somebody thought about this. Like that to me just makes no sense. Like,
I mean, can we talk about the number one company in my eyes that did not miss the mark? When I would say number one, I don't mean literally number one, but the one that tops all of these kicks for Pride that is coming out.
yeah, I know where you're
And
going, and I
and that's
already
gotta
I
be
already agree.
that that's gotta be the shoes that always go back to standing upright, no matter if you throw it off a cliff, no matter if you throw it off a roof, no matter if you just flip it like 3 times in the air, they're always gonna land right in the same position
They
as if
killed
you
it.
were gonna put the
They
shoe on.
absolutely killed it. I have
And what I have to say is Vans absolutely killed the collection. The way that they came out with these silhouettes, and for Vans, they're so simple. Like Vans shoes are just so simple to just put on, tie them up, and you're out the door. Just slip them on and just leave. But now that I look at it from a broader perspective, I now see that Vans themselves, you can do so much to it, and I've never really thought outside of the box like, oh, this would look so dope on this shoe. There are a lot of people that I know in my circle that wear shoes that are loud, right?
yeah.
And
You love loud shoes though. That like you love
yeah,
that stuff.
when I look at the old school platforms, right? I look at that shoe and
Crispy.
I'm just like, yo, why is this shoe so fire? It doesn't even look like a shoe to me. It just looks like an art piece. And I'm like, yo, this is so dope.
I'm here
They
for it.
should have thought about this last year as well. But
I'm here for. I hope
Vans,
they get. I hope they have it every year.
congratulations, congratulations.
Yeah, I'm here for it. And the thing is, and that's us after we are 100% on Nike's campaign for this. Like,
Yeah,
I actually think Nike did an amazing job, but like Vance just comes over and goes, "Excuse me, please hold my cup," while I come over here and stun on something that you. But the thing is, they brought all the shoes that everybody loves. They brought the
yeah.
old schools. They brought But the other thing that I love too is they made kids sizes. They made
My man got a soft voice there.
shoes, and I think you
Yeah,
gotta. It's about representation, and it's not just adults. I think you want kids to be heard, and I think there's something important to be that because it's not like it's a one age fits all. I think there's something to be said for having shoes that a not only are these affordable, but b they have them for little kids. That's cool. Kids love, and not every kid knows why they have it, but kids love color.
oh yeah.
You tell me one kid that doesn't love like bright colors.
That's either coloring on the wall, coloring on your car, coloring on your favorite
But
couch. They love
it's
colors.
exposing them to things that are different from traditional norms, and I think that's important. I think it's you need to expose them to it because when they get older and then they see something that's different, they're not as likely to understand it. But when
Exactly.
they're young and
Exactly.
like you change the thought process of boys' colors are blue, girls' colors are pink, we need to get away from that. It's not that adds no value. I have pink shoes. That doesn't make me any less of a man. And you have purple shoes right behind you. You have teal shoes behind you. It doesn't make any difference. It's like once kids understand that, but to be honest, 20, 15 years ago, you would have been like, yo, why are you wearing pink shoes? You know what I
That
mean?
is
It's
true.
it's different. So I think it's important that they made kids shoes. It just feels like everything they did is just smart. I don't know. I'm here for it. I feel like they did it all the way down to like socks. Like they get my Pride Month award this year. I just out of all the companies that are doing
Yeah.
something, Vans is I'm just here for it.
They hit it.
I am just
They
here
hit the
for it.
ball out the park. I think in general, as a company, Vans has been around for so long. When you bring those skate highs, when you bring those old schools,
Everybody
when you
has
bring the
Vans.
little toddler, when you bring those toddler sizes, like, bro, whoever your designer is, whatever team went in on this, you guys deserve a round of applause. Cheers to you. You guys killed it. I mean, when I say you killed it, you like killed it, and
They did. They did an
it
amazing
shows.
job.
It shows. And when you talk about affordable versus a pride shoe collection, Vans has always been affordable. I don't think they've ever been out of reach or out of range in price point. You know what I mean? I think they've always had that price point from when I started wearing Vans, and I don't think they've
They
ever
very rarely
changed in
change. I mean, some
quality.
of them
Yeah,
they've gotten a little bit more expensive. I mean, they never really used to. I don't remember them ever hitting $85.
yeah.
Uh, but I don't.
But even then, it's like
It's still like
$85.
it's fine. Like I'm here for it. But honestly, I'm probably gonna buy a couple things off of here. I'm looking at these socks that are you know I love socks. Your boy always has matching socks. So I'm probably gonna cop some of these socks. And actually, you know what? I do need to make sure I do stand behind because I think last year I need to go back.
Hmm.
I think I was okay with some of Adidas last year because I bought my wife some of their shoes. So I believe
Right, you were
Adidas
saying
I
that.
did like last year because I see them over here, and I think they did. It was maybe 2 years ago that I thought they did a kind of a crappy job. But I think last year I really like because I actually bought some, and I can see them on the thing right behind me. So I do want to at least make that known. That I think last year I believe that I thought they did a good job last year. But I do see myself copping probably a pair of socks and a pair of shoes, and I may even let Ollie grab a pair of shoes too. Um, I'm here for it. I think it's great. I think representation for all things matters, and I'm really glad that they're doing this because everybody deserves to be heard. So this,
Do we wanna go and start talking about what's breaking our heart right now, but it's understandable.
yeah, hit them with it.
So our last episode, we both agreed and we both talked about a shoe. And this story has been circulating. We both talked about a shoe that is a must cop for the decade, besides the Grinches and the reverse Grinches that probably will never release. Only the basketball players have them. Um, but the Nike Kobe 6 Mambacitas will not be releasing. They are not approved um, for sale. And those that were able to cop them by accident, because Shoe Palace does it all the time, different companies do it all the time. And I'll get to the funnier part about this at the end, but it's a sad sight to see such an amazing design that Vanessa came up with, and what it embodies, and what she wanted to come out of this shoe, and what it was supposed to actually benefit. So it was supposed to go to the Mambacita Foundation. All the proceeds were supposed to go to there. And now to see this shoe not going out for sale to actually get those proceeds to that foundation is really a sad sight. But also, I mean, more respect to Vanessa for putting her foot down, and stating, like, I didn't have any approval over this. I didn't say that this could be released. I don't even understand why you guys didn't contact me in the first place, right? So I think it's definitely a shoe for the vaults and those that are reselling these for X amount of dollars. Shame on you,
Who
but
actually has them though?
I'm not, I don't know the
Like,
Tom, Jerry, and Ed, and Eddie. I don't know who got them,
but what I'm saying
but they
is like
selling
people
them.
who are selling these,
Got
but
them by accident.
but the thing is, so I this is where I have so much confusion. So Nike still hasn't come out and made any official statements on this at all,
Correct.
and she called them out hard. She's got a huge following.
Yeah.
So my question is a, how many were truly made, and b, are they just like are they just like fakes? So I just
Nah, they.
like I want to know who actually has them.
So Shoe Palace, I don't know if you remembered from a while ago. Shoe Palace released several shoes back in the day that weren't supposed to be released. I even have the um the Puerto Rican Air Force Ones that weren't supposed to be released. They were supposed to be
Oh, that's true.
taken off the shelves, which they were taken off the shelves. But the people that were able to cop a pair, which happened to the Mambasitas, they people received an email saying like, "Hey, you know, it was some email talking about if you want to return the shoe, here's how to get the return shipping label so that you can send the shoes back." Like, come on, bro. You should already know if those shoes are going out. Nobody in their right mind are going to return those shoes.
Well, at least they're not
Nobody.
on StockX. I was just looking just to see if StockX was slimy enough to sell them, and they're not on there. At least not that I see.
Yeah. eBay, shout out to y'all. They took the listing down.
Good.
I know it was on StockX probably like a couple days ago before she made that official statement,
Well, if
and they ended
anybody's
up.
slimy enough to do it, it would be StockX.
No, yeah.
And let's
Yeah.
be honest, we crap on them more than anybody because they will always do the wrong thing. I have
Yeah.
no respect for them.
Yeah.
Um,
There's a lot of shady business that's going on. I mean, I've seen horror stories with, packaging. I mean, we talk about it all the time. I don't want to give them too much sunlight,
yeah,
but
let's not even give them
just
anything. It's not even
yeah.
worth it.
So with these shoes in general, I just think it would have been a super dope shoe to, try to obtain or even pay $500-$600 for the shoe to obtain it for resale. You know
I
what I
probably
mean?
would have.
But
The thing is, I think those would have been instantly like a $1,500 shoe.
oh
But
yeah, hands down.
my thought process from the jump was just make millions of them, raise money for
Yeah.
a good cause because they're just trying to like help. Wasn't like the foundation to like help girls with like sports and like education and like all this stuff.
Mhm.
Like I don't mind putting money towards that. Like that's dope. Like see that to me that makes a lot of sense. Like why can't we sell millions of pairs? Everybody will buy them. Everybody wins. Nike's still going to sell millions of shoes at retail. Like, and it's a good cause. Like, I don't get it. Like, you can still make money. It's not like their margins are razor thin. You don't have to advertise those. Like, you could sell millions on millions on millions and still make a crazy profit.
Exactly.
But I
Exactly.
am wondering why how it got to that point that she couldn't just call Nike. Like, she's not like small. Like, she could have like hands down, her Rolodex is not small. So you're telling me she couldn't get a hold of the president of Nike? She could
Maybe
easily,
nobody was getting back to her. There's
but
so
I'm
many
saying
there's so many possibilities.
she could call LeBron. LeBron could get the president of Nike. There's no way that she can't get to the higher ups there. But like, think about it. Who can't she call? She can call Michael. She can call LeBron. Like, who's bigger than those two? Like, like Jordan was just with her at the Hall of Fame ceremony.
But there's a lot of things that play in the background that we don't
But I'm
we don't
saying
have
she
any
can at
tap
least get a
into.
phone call.
Yeah, probably.
So,
She probably talked to somebody offline
but she was saying, give
and
me answers. Like, sounds like she just wanted answers and she didn't get it. But I'm telling you, how can she not get answers? She could make one phone call. It doesn't make sense to me. Who would not take her phone call? Or what executive would be stupid enough to ignore that?
you'd be surprised, man.
But I'm
You'd
saying
be
like it doesn't make
surprised.
sense to me that he would just like if I was the president of Nike, I would just get on a plane and fly to LA and talk to her.
Yeah.
It just doesn't make
Yeah.
any sense to me. Like, it's not like me or you trying to get in touch with somebody there.
Yeah.
She's Kobe Bryant's wife of somebody who's got enormous reach.
I just think there's just a lot of
The whole thing doesn't make
there's a
sense to me. It's weird.
there's a lot of things that play in the background, right?
Yeah.
And I think there's just a lot of moving pieces that we just don't have contacts to, we don't have information on, but I'm pretty sure yes, she can contact whoever to get in contact with X, Y, and Z. Why that didn't happen, we probably will never know. But I'm glad to see that the respective platforms are taking a stand and taking them off site. So for those of you that have the shoe, congratulations to you. I hope you'll never be able to sell it to anyone. But lo and behold, one of these shops, like 2J Kicks shop that he just opened up, which is massive and crazy. He probably has one stashed somewhere in there, or they're probably trying to sell it to him. But it's
It's gonna go to a private collector. That's what's gonna happen.
oh yeah,
It's
oh
gonna
yeah,
end up being like one of those like holy grails, like the Jordan Kobe mix. Was it the Kobe 3 and 8 or something like that?
hmm
Or the Jordan 3 and 8. Yeah, it's like it's gonna end up being like one of those myths. Like they're gonna be like, oh, you have that? You
yeah,
know what I mean? It's gonna end up
yeah,
being like. And the thing is, that eventually there's gonna be just like fakes.
yeah. I mean, there's already fakes of all these other shoes that are out there, so I'm pretty sure that you can obtain a fake quicker than you can obtain the real one if for
God only
for
knows how much.
10 times
Yeah,
10 times less the price, you
this
know
is
what I
probably
mean?
gonna be
So,
less than like 10. The thing is, here's the one thing: Nike's not stupid. I don't
mhm.
believe Nike would just straight up go out and make 10,000 pairs of these. They're not going to. Nike is way too smart for that.
No, so the
Those either have to be samples or something because I just don't believe they would do it.
screenshots were leaked from, not leaked, but the comment section was screenshotted and it was brought up about the shoes that were sent to customers that were able to purchase them early. Because you have to think about places in Europe, right?
But
Places in
they
Europe,
wouldn't make something
like,
they weren't authorized to make. It's not like they make them overnight. Nike is not going to go out there and waste money on shoes they can't legally sell.
well, the thing is that Vanessa already had the idea. She
But they
already
would have
had
made a
everything
sample. They
implemented.
they would have made it as a sample. They wouldn't have made a run. They would have just made
Yeah, but I
a
don't.
one of one sample. They do that all the
Yeah,
time.
I mean, I think at this point we're just gonna wait to
I don't think
hear
we'll ever hear.
anything from Nike. We'll see what
But it
happens. But
also gives more credence that that relationship doesn't sound like it's on good footing.
yeah,
And it doesn't seem
so
like we're going to
for
be
those of
getting,
you
yeah,
thinking that a contract is going to be renewed,
I
I
would say
would
no.
probably highly doubt it.
Yeah,
So,
it's not looking pretty.
um,
But
so for those of you that have the Kobe's, continue to hold them near and dear to your heart. I know some of you are gonna offload the ones that you have.
I'm glad
If you
I
do
have what I
so, that's
have
on
because
you.
I'll
But
never move them.
yep.
I got these two right here. Never going to move
That's
those.
all. That's all you need to hang on to for
Yeah.
the rest of your life, man.
You'll
Because
never see
if I'm
another
not
pair.
mistaken, it has his signature on the back. So
It's very sad that we're
it's
never going to see any more. But hey,
yeah.
you know, gotta do what you gotta do. I'm excited. We got another episode. Stay tuned. We got a special guest. We're gonna be recording that on Thursday, probably releasing over the weekend at some point.
Yes, sir.
So you know what it is. So should we just keep them in limbo, or no? Yeah, we'll keep you in limbo. That'll just get you to tune in on over the weekend. Uh,
I'll give y'all a hint.
th-
Y'all just need a trade. That's it.
yeah, they're new in the game, but they're
Yeah,
coming in fresh. All right.
that's all y'all gotta
Yeah.
do.
So we
But
got
a lot of people are talking about it,
love it.
and I think it's gonna be a fire episode. I can't wait to start recording this and you guys see it, and especially on YouTube as well. And we're gonna try to get that video episode from our last episode up. But work. You guys are working with us. We're trying to provide you guys that content,
That good
and
stuff.
my brother, be true by you, Matt. Where we
Woo!
finding you at, my brother?
You can always find me at I am Matt Roach on Instagram and the Twitter game. My man, be true by you, Johnny, over there. What do we got? Where are we finding you?
Yo, you guys can call me. Yes, you can video call me. You guys can find me on all social platforms: Twitter, Instagram, Yahoo, Gmail, whatever. At Johnny
Wow.
Sneak, JHONNYSNE. SEAKS. And as always, we appreciate y'all for tuning in, man, and we'll catch y'all next time.
Peace.
New pairs that I gotta get.
Welcome to the sneaker closet.
New pairs that I gotta get.
Welcome to the sneaker closet.
New pairs that I gotta get.
Welcome to the sneaker closet.
New pairs that I gotta get.
Welcome to the sneaker closet.